Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2024 Scoops AFL Draft recap video. I'll be going through each club's selections. Now, today on the rookie draft, there was stuff or selections of new players, so I'm not even going to bother pretending to say it was good, but I'm not even going to bother to read the names that got relisted, okay? Like, Jack Gunston stays at Hawthorn, Brad Crouch stays at St Kilda. I'm not even going to read any of them. It's just not worth my time, or anyone's time for that matter. But everything else we'll go through. Right, so do please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Greatly appreciate you all supporting the draft content throughout the last month or so, or however long I've been doing it for, all year. I really appreciate that. And then the AFLW content will be continuing with their trade and draft period in a few weeks' time. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the bell for all notifications. I'll greatly appreciate it. Now, we're going to go in alphabetical order and I give a grading out of 10 for each club. We're going to start with the Adelaide Crows. They only had two new players join the club. With pick 4, it was Sid Draper, and pick 59, Tyler Welsh, a father-son, Keith Ford, who had on the podcast this time last year. Now, out of 10, did they do insanely well? They didn't do bad. They did all right. So I'm going to give them a grading out of 10. So for the Crows, I'm going to give them a 6 out of 10. I mean, Tyler Welsh is a great selection. Sid Draper's a good selection. But, I mean, they did what they had to do, I guess. But I feel like they could have got someone else instead of Sid Draper, personally. I know why they did that. They went the local midfielder, the safer option. I feel like they could have got Josh Smiley or Harvey Langford, but that's just me. Now, Brisbane, they brought in, obviously, Levi Ashcroft. They brought in Sam Marshall and Ty Gallop, academy player like Sam Marshall, and Levi Ashcroft was a father-son. Ty is a academy player. Geelong put a bid on him, and they match a key forward. Then in the rookie draft, they relisted players. Then in the preseason draft, they picked up with pick 2, Sam Day, the former Gold Coast key forward. Obviously, that's been talked about for a while. Joe Danaher retired, so he's the next best option. They can pick through the players that were let go. That was available. They should have got Tim Membry, but that's on them. So for Brisbane out of 10, I would give them a 7 out of 10. They did what they had to do with the... In fact, you know what? No, I'm going to go an 8 out of 10, purely for the fact of that they got their players at cheap value than where they should have been bidded at. So, and if you see it on the screen of the night, like they were losing, say, pick 44 and 54 and gaining 58. So they weren't really losing anything. So great work for the Lions, Dom Ambrosio and co. Ambrosio, apologise, for the work they've done at the Brisbane Lions to get their players for effectively nothing. So 8 out of 10 for the Brisbane Lions. But they are far from the team that did the best. Carlton, who picked 3, they brought in Jagger Smith, midfielder. Harry O'Farrell, a tall defender, at pick 40. 43 and 54, they matched bids for Ben and Lucas Camprielli, both inside and outside midfielders. Lucas is the outside, Ben is more the inside mid. They were bidded on by Geelong and Sydney, respectively. In the rookie draft, they drafted with pick 9 Harry Charlson, who is the brother of Lockie Charlson from the Port Adelaide Football Club from the Rebels. Different player to Lockie. Lockie's a forward. Harry's a defender, a taller defender, a medium-sized defender, running off half-back. For the Blues, I give them a 6 out of 10. Jago Smith is a great selection. The rest we'll have to wait and see. Collingwood, they had 3 late picks, 47, 50, and 56. And with those picks, they got Joel Cochran, a Sydney Academy tall defender, Charlie West, and Will Hayes with pick 56. And they released 2 current players in the rookie draft. So, I mean, Will Hayes, the emotion, his family, his sister, himself, and his mum and dad, the reaction were just absolutely amazing to see. Probably the best reaction to getting drafted I think I've ever seen of recent memory. I mean, Collingwood did it pretty well when they zoomed in on each individual's reactions. It was just like they just couldn't believe what had happened. And that is a genuine reaction. No carry on, jumping on like crazy. Like, to realise your moment is now. The moment is now for everyone that got drafted, but in particular for Will Hayes from WA. So great to see for Will. Overall, though, I mean, with late picks, they weren't expected to do anything major, so I'm going to give them a 5 out of 10. Now, the Bombers, with pick 13, they got Isaac Kako, academy player. Richmond bidded on him as expected, as I predicted in my final late male fandom draft. I did better than Cal Toomey, just remember that. With pick 37, they brought in Cale Guerin, 39, Angus Clark, 61, Reese Unwin, and pick 70, Zach Johnson. And in the rookie draft, with pick 6, they selected Archer Day Wicks from Bendigo. Great to see Archer get a go at the Bombers, where they played some VFL games. So, the Bombers, what do I give them a grading out of 10? To be honest, I don't rate their draft haul as some do, to be honest, if I'm being brutally honest. I mean, they did what they had to do, I guess, but for me, for Essendon, it's a lot of unknowns there. So I'm going to give them a 4 out of 10. I really don't think they did too well. And if we go back to the trade period, they didn't do too well as well. So a 4 out of 10 for me for Essendon. Fremantle, with pick 17, they selected Murphy Reid. Pick 34, Charlie Nichols. And at pick 63, Jaron Carr, a father-son. He's 20 years of age, played at South Fremantle in the Waffle. Played in the reserves, only played a few league games. And in the rookie draft, with pick 7, they selected Aiden Riddle from WA. I think Claremont off the top of my head, a ruckman. Now, this wasn't expected to happen. They were going to re-rookie Max Noble, a young ruck. But Gold Coast swooped in. So Aiden gets a chance off the back of Gold Coast, so we can thank Gold Coast to a degree. But yeah, good luck to Aiden Riddle. Hopefully it goes well for him. Does well, goes well, I was going to say. But, you know, to be honest, I don't rate Freo's draft haul at all. I'm giving them a 3 out of 10. I thought it was pretty average, to be honest. Geelong, pick 44, 52, 66, and 69. They brought in Jay Polkinghorn, Jacob Mollier, a ruck, Lennox Hoffman, St Kilda NGA Academy defender, running defender, and Keaton Matofei Forbes from the Western Jets at 69. In the rookie draft, they've got a lot of names that's hard to pronounce. Xavier Ivzik at pick 12. At pick 23, Patrick Rasheko. And at pick 31, Joe Pike. Geelong got a lot of names that are hard to pronounce. Jesus Christ. Going to be commentator's nightmare if they're all playing in the AFL, or some of them. Geelong's draft haul, I don't rate it at all, so it's going to be a 3 out of 10. I know they didn't have the best selections, so they weren't going to get any big names, but they had the chance to select Alex Dodson, who they've been long linked to, the best state ruckman in the under-18 championships, and they passed, and they got Jacob Mollier from Sturt, a young ruck. So with the pick before St Kilda, they got Dodson, the 53. So that's their own fault. So 3 out of 10 for me. Gold Coast, with pick 9, they got Leo Lombard, obviously Academy, and Cooper Bell with pick 49 from the GWS Academy. GWS did not match the bid, so they got Cooper Bell. And in the rookie draft, they stole Max Noble literally from Freo with pick 4. And at pick 17, they got Asher Eastham as well. They got some Category B rookies as well. For them, I give them a 4 out of 10. Nothing special. Nothing bad. Getting Leo in where they did was good. They were able to bring in a few more players, so that's good for them. But nothing special of what they've done. So 4 out of 10. I don't think they did bad. They just didn't do anything. So 4 out of 10. Now, GWS, with pick 18, they brought in Ollie Hannaford. Pick 19, Harry Oliver. Pick 24, Cody Angove. Pick 36, Jack O. They pick 71 from the Academy of the Giants, Logan Smith, a 204-centimetre ruckman, which I can exclusively reveal I've just had on the podcast. So that podcast will be coming out over in the coming days. So look forward to that chat with Logan Smith. And they relisted 3 current players at the rookie draft. So for the Giants, I give them a 5 out of 10. I like the pick of Ollie Hannaford and Logan Smith. The other ones, we'll have to just wait and see how they go. Angove is from WA, Oliver from Victoria, Hannaford from Victoria, Jack O from Victoria, and Logan Smith from their Academy at the Giants for the Allies from Canberra. So for the Giants, a 5 out of 10. Hawthorn, pick 35, Noah Mraz, pick 64, Cody Anderson, a father-son, and then relisted a current player. So in the preseason draft. For Hawthorn, 4 out of 10, did nothing. So hard to grade them. Now, Melbourne with pick 6, got Harvey Langford, like that selection. Pick 11, Xavier Lindsay, very interesting. And pick 68, mature age forward from Werribee in the VFL, Aiden Johnson, and no rookie selection. So for me, with Melbourne, I give him a 5 out of 10. Harvey Langford's a great selection. Lindsay is a good selection, but probably a bit early for me, to be honest. And Aiden Johnson is a mature age forward. We'll have to wait and see how they go. All 3 of them go. So 5 out of 10 for me for Melbourne. They're better than those other sides I just mentioned on 4. Now, North Melbourne with pick 2, they got Finn O'Sullivan. Pick 27, Matt Whitlock. Pick 57, Luke Urquhart. And 67, River Stevens, a father-son. And in the rookie draft, they reselected their own current player. North Melbourne, I know they got Finn O'Sullivan and Matt Whitlock, but I'm giving them a 3 out of 10. Yep, you heard me correctly, a 3 out of 10. They don't need midfielders. What they should have done, and they should have done this from the start, if they were going to trade the future first, it shouldn't have been how they done it. They should have got Alex Taru with pick 2, because they don't need midfielders. And then they have star swingman for the future, and they got no key defenders or forwards, really, besides Larkey. So they stuffed up there. And then with their future first, they could have brought in, the future first that they gave away for when it was around the pick in the 10s. And you could have, not around 10, around Richmond's pick at 6. And you could have got Josh Smiley as well. So you could have then got your mid as well. But you didn't. You've given up a future top 5 pick as well. Then you could have somehow traded your future second with the pick you end up getting from Richmond, and then gone up the board and grabbed Job Shanahan. Or you could have picked up Joe Berry, but 3 out of 10 for me. I don't think they nailed it at all, and they gave up a future top 5 pick. Because let's be real, they're going to finish bottom 5 again. So 3 out of 10. Port Adelaide, they brought in Joe Berry at pick 15, a steal. Not a steal, but like a good selection. Pick 33, absolute steal, was Jack Whitlock. And Christian Moraes at pick 38. Great emotion he had last night at the draft as well. In the rookie draft, they selected pick 13, Tom Cochrane. And they had a Category B rookie join them that plays in the forline. I forgot the name of the top of my head. But he's a small forward from Central Districts. So for the Power, I give them a 7 out of 10. I think they did pretty good with the cards they were dealt with the selections. Jack Whitlock being the big steal at the pick he was at when he was linked around 15 to 25 range, getting him at 33. Absolute steal. And Moraes was potentially linked in the mid-20s as well, so a form of a steal there as well. But not so surprising that he slid this far, but maybe probably 5 picks further than I thought. Maybe 8, anyway. Richmond with pick 1, Sam Layla. Pick 7, Josh Smiley. Pick 12, Taj Houghton. Pick 14, Jonty Full. Pick 21, Luke Trainer. Pick 23, Harry Armstrong. Pick 28, Tom Thomas Sims. And pick 58, Jesper Elgar. No rookie selections. 10 out of 10 for Richmond. Not much else you can say. Take that back. A 9 out of 10. Because they should have selected Job Shanahan at 14 or 21 or 12. I mean, they missed out there. They could have got one of those other three a few picks later and would have been available, but they stuffed up there. And that's their biggest regret. And even when they got Thomas Sims at 28, they still didn't take Job Shanahan, which I'm really shocked by. So that is their one downfall of a terrific draft haul. 9 out of 10 for the Tigers. Speaking of great draft hauls, for the most part, the Saints, with the cards that were dealt with, there was no big name Mears except for Bo Allen, and maybe because he's from WA, they didn't want to get him. With pick 8, Toby Travaglia, a halfback that will end up playing in the midfield. He's got run, he's got speed, he's got a good kick on him, which is why they recruited him. And at pick 10, the Flying Viking, Alex Taru, which I'm really happy with that selection. The Flying Viking will be a cult figure, I'm sure, like Filippo is. Key defender or intercept defender, but can move up forward as well. And he's said in a few interviews now that he is happy to do that and more than capable of doing that, which makes you breathe a sigh of relief. At pick 32, the Saints selected James Barat, also known as Jimmy. Now, I've had the pleasure to have Jimmy on the podcast throughout this season. Good guy. Dominated for Bendigo Pioneers as a key forward, kicking bags of goals, kicked 5 in a few games, back-to-back games, I think. And then got a late call up to the Vic Country state championships, and he just killed it as a key defender and beat some of the key forwards in the state championships best. He did really well and was impressive, and that's got him to where he has today. So well done, Jimmy. Pick 45, the Saints selected Hugh Boxall, a midfielder, 180 centimetres from WA. Did well in their state championships, averaging about 18.9 disposals. Did really well. The steal of this year's draft, Alex Dodson at pick 53, a guy that was linked in the 20s, even as early as 15. The best state championship ruckman from the under-18s this year. It was the All-Australian ruckman. Logan Smith was the ruck for the bench. So Alex Dodson was the best ruck all year. He did really well, and he'll partner well with Rowan Marshall over time. It's great to have Alex join the club. And I said to you all this would happen at pick 60, Patrick said. Calder Cannons, midfielder, probably one that will, be one that plays in the VFL for a little bit, but, that's okay, and go from there. So overall, the Saints draft haul out of 10, I give an 8. I would have given them a 10 had they got one of Smiley or Jagger Smith or Harvey Langford. But even then, I might have given him a 9 because I personally would have got Alex Dodson as earlier as 45 or even 32. And maybe left a selection at the back end because now we've got none for going into the preseason. So, and Dom Brew's a name I can't believe didn't get picked up at all. Werribee star midfielder, 26 years of age. Don't give up, Dom. The chance will come, mate. So 8 out of 10 for the Saints. The Swans, pick 22, Jesse Tatoli. Love that selection. Pick 26, Ned Bowman from SA. Tatoli being a small forward, Bowman a forward as well. Pick 41, Riley Bice from Werribee in the VFL. Half-back, medium-sized defender. And Riak Andrew, a tall defender, the brother of Mac Andrew at pick 55, joins the Swans. In the rookie draft, they selected with pick 14, Blake Leadler at pick 14. An interesting selection there, to be honest. Pick 25, speaking of, it wasn't a shock because he was linked to him, but that they actually did it. Ben Patton, the ex-Saint, 26 years of age, a defender, more of a lockdown defender. His kicking hasn't been his best over time, but he does try. The Swans obviously identified him, and so did the Giants. So the Swans have stolen one from the Giants. Ben Patton at pick 25 in the rookie draft and relisted 2 current players. For the Swans, I give them a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for the Swannies. Love the selection of Tatoli. Don't mind the selection of Riley Bice as well. And Ned Bowman's not a bad selection as well. The rest, well, up for debate. So 5 out of 10 for me for the Swans. Actually, no, 6. 6 out of 10 for the Swans, sorry. The Eagles, the team that probably stole the draft in terms of every player that they selected, maybe Luca Grego at pick 48 was around his mark to be picked up. The rest, they got very later than expected. Bo Allen at 16, when he could have been gone as early as 7 and 8. The Eagles are laughing. They got their star in the end. People were laughing at them for giving up pick 3. Well, joke's on all of you, and that's why I never criticised it from the beginning. They got Bo Allen in the end. They got Job Shanahan, the steal of this year's draft, at pick 30. Tom Gross at 46, who was linked around 20 to 25 range. Job Shanahan was linked as early as pick 12, or 10 and 11 that Richmond had originally. Tom Gross said in the 20 to 30 range. And Hamish Davies was linked around the 30s and got at 65. So they absolutely have nailed this, the Eagles. I'm giving the West Coast Eagles a 10 out of 10. They've done absolutely phenomenal. The team that's probably won this draft with the positioning of where they got the guys that probably were nowhere near coming into the club, and they got them all. Somehow clubs let them slide. Eagles nailed the draft. And the Bulldogs, pick 20, Cooper Hines. Pick 29, Lockie Jacks. Pick 31, Josh Dolan. Pick 51, Sam Davison from the Richmond VFL. Like that selection. Josh Dolan, a forward. And Luke Kennedy, a midfielder from the Sandy Dragons at pick 62. So for the Bulldogs, not too bad. I actually don't mind the selection of Dolan and Davidson in particular. And they were their middle selection. So I'm going to give the Bulldogs a 6 out of 10. I don't think they did too bad with what they had. And 2 names I want to mention that were Category B rookies. Ricky Mentha, part of Melbourne's academy, has joined the club as a Cat B rookie. And Malachi Champion has joined the Eagles. On top of the names I just mentioned, a dangerous small forward from WA as well. So through their academy as well. So the Eagles have done absolutely well. Who won the draft for you all? Comment down below. Are you happy with your team? Are you not happy? Why are you happy and why are you not happy? Please comment down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't smashed the like button and you're still watching, what are you doing? Go smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Please do those 2 things. I'll be greatly appreciated. And a third thing, potentially, share the channel around. I greatly appreciate you all that support me and appreciate you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for watching this. Stay tuned for more draft content for the AFLW and trade period for the AFLW. More interviews, goal kicking challenges, hopefully, and more. Match day vlogs, weekly podcasts, and everything else around that. Thank you all. The most important thing of all, remember, is go the Saints. The Flying Viking is a Saint, and the West Coast Eagles have won the 2024 AFL draft period. Thank you. Go Saints.